Hello and welcome to Women's World, where we challenge stereotypes, spark meaningful conversation, and celebrate the strength of women in all their dimensions. With me is my co-anchor. I am Kike Lomo Okere. With me, with my co-anchor is ever vibrant Anita Patrick and Priscilla Obasi. You're welcome on the show.
Thank you very much.
We look different today.
Yeah, sure.
What's is it the Friday look for ahead of the Valentine's season?
Well, you're looking more Valentine.
Okay, you're putting on already. You're looking more Valentine.
I think I need to start the Valentine already because there's no time. I was actually talking to someone today. I was like, "Can you be my guest tomorrow? Let's talk on the issues." And he was telling me it's Valentine. I'm like, "Come, let's do the Valentine."
But I think every day is Valentine.
Exactly. So what's this? What's so special?
special?
I keep asking the questions and I'm wondering why people take it very serious. But let's not drive our conversation to Valentine. Let's get it straight. It's good to have you join us on the program.
Yeah, it's good to have you. On this segment, we turn our focus to a subject that continues to shape expectation, define identities, and sometimes limits dreams. The idea that a woman's value is tied solely to marriage.
Across cultures and communities, many women are still measured by their marital status. Questions begin early. Pressure builds quietly, and for some, what is unfairly reduced to whether or not there is a ring on the finger.
But is marriage the only marker of fulfillment? Can a woman be whole? Can she be accomplished, respected, and joyful outside that traditional expectation? And who decides what fulfillment truly looks like?
On this segment, we'll explore fulfilled and fearless, a woman beyond marriage. This is not a conversation against marriage. It is a conversation about choice, identity, purpose, and self-worth. Because whether single, married, divorced, widow, career, purpose-led, or still discovering her self-path, every woman deserves dignity and validation. We'll introduce our guest right after the break. Stay with us. Women were told to stay quiet, to endure in silence, to face challenges alone. But silence never defines us.
Women are actually one of the best peace builders you can come across because they will build peace in the home front, they will build with their children, they will build in the community, they will build at their meetings and in their churches.
Across Nigeria and beyond, women are breaking barriers, from entrepreneurs building thriving businesses to mothers transforming communities to everyday women.
Women's World celebrates all sides of womanhood. We share untold stories of women from pain to victory.
This is more than a show. It is a platform for women to be seen, heard, and to be empowered.
Every story matters. Every voice counts because women are empowered to change families, communities, and the nation.
Join us as we showcase women's untold stories.
From pain to victory.
This is Women's World on Global Television.
Your story, your health, your power. For too long, women were told to stay quiet, to endure in silence, to face challenges alone. But silence never defines us.
Women are actually one of the best peace builders you can come across because they will build peace in the home front, they will build with their children, they will build in the community, they will build at their meetings and in their churches.
Across Nigeria and beyond, women are breaking barriers, from entrepreneurs building thriving businesses to mothers transforming communities to everyday women.
Women's World celebrates all sides of womanhood. We share untold stories of women from pain to victory.
This is more than a show. It is a platform for women to be seen, heard, and to be empowered.
Every story matters. Every voice counts because women are empowered to change families, communities, and the nation.
Join us as we showcase women's untold stories.
From pain to victory.
This is Women's World on Global Television.
Your story, your health, your power.
It's good to have you back on Women's World on Global Television if you just tuned in. To help us unpack this empowering and necessary discussion is Bishop Dr. Kate Kawas. She's a relationship coach, marriage mentor, and a visionary leader of Love and Life Ministry, a faith-based ministry with the vision to prepare singles for marriage, equipping them with the right mindsets, values, and practical tools for lasting relationship. It's good to have you join us on the program, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank
And
you.
you're welcome. You look great. I was talking about the color red, and you're almost the color red. And it's good to have you join us because it's the Valentine's season almost. We have some dates to read.
So I think it's a necessary conversation for the Valentine's
For the Valentine's season,
exactly.
to help us unpack all the issues around the love relationship and building all of that. But let's quickly ask you this and get it to the set stage. Why is a woman's worth still widely linked to marriage in many societies? Let's start with that first, then we'll narrow it down to the love issue.
Okay, yeah. Firstly, most cultures, most religions, and most societies believe that a woman's worth is not complete without a husband. Okay. And so maybe because in the Bible, when we talk about marriage, the first time marriage was introduced was after Eve was created. So people tend to think that marriage is all about, a woman's life is all about relationship. Okay. But contrary to that fact, a woman was not created for marriage. Okay. A woman was created for greater things. And a woman was created to fulfill purpose on the surface of the earth. Okay. Yes.
Okay, so let's say, can a woman truly feel fulfilled outside of marriage in today's society? Because most women just feel lost when they don't feel, or when they don't wear that ring on the finger, they get to have a lot of questions. So where's the fulfillment in one's life without marriage out of this?
Yeah, I like to say that marriage, it's not a badge of achievement, okay, or a ring. It's not a certificate to show that you are happy, okay, or you're fulfilled in life. Okay. I like to say that strongly here. Okay. Most women feel lost when they're not married because of the conditioning that they grew up with. You know, growing up, we are made to believe that the happiest day of a girl's life is during her wedding. The society is not helping matters. Even in the churches, you know, they make it look as if a lady is not married, she's not complete. And so growing up with, the conditioning we have and the kind of mindset that that have been imbibed in us and all that, we begin to feel, less woman or less fulfilled if there's no man in our lives or if we're not married.
Okay, so there's a whole lot of I like the fact that you're able to break this down, because I always want to tell women, or I speak to women when they approach me, to tell them that yes, it's good to marry, marriage is good, it's good to build, but some people feel less worth of themselves, and it's good that you've defined this, that is not centered, it's not a badge, it's not a definition that makes you whole. It doesn't give you that fulfillment. Yes, it gives fulfillment to a certain stage, especially when you have your purpose in life being achieved alongside marriage, because marriage is a stage, is a phase of life, and there are challenges, there are circumstances that if you're not ready for it, you get trapped. So with all of this coming to, let's just quickly get it straight with Priscilla's mindset.
Okay, so I want to start my own question with an experience I had or someone walks up to me. I went to make my hair, I think it was in a salon, and the lady was like, my landlord is about to sell the house, and we're going to be told to pack out and go start looking for it. It's like, I'm a spinster. Like, start getting a plan B. You need a house. And then I was trying to talk to her. You can even start investing, getting a land. Like, no, I don't want. How will I be moving from house to house? I'm not married yet. I shouldn't be talking about packing from one house. I want to just pack to my husband's house. I'm like, why would you limit yourself like this?
Limitation.
That's the limitation we're talking about.
No, I don't want to move from one house. Like, the next house I should be going to right now is my husband's house. And I'm like, don't you know you can even buy a land? Can't you own a house? Like, if the husband doesn't come, what would you do? Would you just live your life stagnant?
Exactly.
So how about
While you're waiting?
How about, because this lady works, she's a civil servant. It's not like she's jobless. Do you understand? So someone that earns, at least has some level of job security, and is already having such a mindset, you know that very soon this person will be a trap, or this person will be seen as, you understand? Men would use you.
Depression
in a way.
comes.
You understand? Some men would see you as desperate and then take advantage of that, thing about. So I just had to tell, like, you can own a land. You are a civil servant. You can even get loan. You have access to loans. What stops you from getting a loan, owning a land, and start to build? Don't even limit your mind. Who told women that you can't have houses? So I just want to know, right? Why are unmarried men often subjected to more scrutiny in our society, right, than unmarried men? And what are some common stereotypes single women face? How does family pressure, because sometimes mothers are part of this, things that lead women into a depressed state. You are coming out of school and they're not asking you how far a job. The next thing they're asking, when are you getting married? The same mothers that told you to stay away from boys when you were in school. Do you understand? When you were in school, they said don't away, and then you're just finishing school. So which time did you have to see the man between when he's just finished? So when are we going to? Why does family pressure affect women, just women? Why are we not seeing this, push towards men?
Well, like I said, those stereotypes have to do with our culture and our society. I know there's a saying in my place that when you start asking a girl, how are your parents, the next thing you should ask is, how is your husband? So they just put that in you, and they begin to make you feel incomplete, or make you feel, unfulfilled, or they make you feel pressured into the wrong relationship. So I'd like to say here that such things should not, or single ladies, they are becoming more enlightened, their minds are becoming more exposed right now. And I'd like to add my voice to whatever you're thinking right now. Don't be pressured into marriage. Take time to develop yourself. Take time to, prepare yourself. Enjoy your singleness while you are at it. You understand? Take time to grow in the things you are doing. Like she said, buy a land. You understand? Go to school, improve yourself. Give yourself a treat from time to time. You must not wait for a man to do that for you to feel validated or feel fulfilled. So I always encourage singles, enjoy where you are now on the way to where you are going to. Because when you get there, it might not be as pleasant as you think it is.
It might not be as pleasant.
That's one thing a lot of singles don't tend to understand. Like I said earlier, I said psychological preparation is part of it. You need to also get your mind prepared. You need to enjoy the moments of your singlehood. The period of waiting is a time to mold you as a person. But I think most ladies who don't understand that growth stage tend to miss it and then get trapped in the fact that my friend is married, my friend has this child, my friend has achieved this. I've seen comparison play out where a lady who got married got to wait for a child, and that's a stage of marriage which psychologically you have to deal with. Patience has to play in. So all of those psychological play is what I used to worry about, because at what age does the pressure to marry typically intensify? People would say when you get at the age of 30 and you're not married, they're looking at you, this one, does she even have a focus? Does she even know where she's going to? But you see ladies who are in their 30s and they are thriving in their career. They have a happy life. They're living the taste. Because like Priscilla mentioned earlier about the issue of housing. I've seen people who understand their vision and purpose for life. you know, start their life from a 200,000 naira apartment, get to the next apartment that you can afford to pay 450, 500, and then you can afford 1 million at certain, because you've grown. And the more you grow, the more your maturity is playing out for you, so you know how to do. So in your case of building women for all of this, I'm laying this foundation just to get to that. In your case of building, like you counsel in churches, you talk, you're a life coach, you train young women, you tell them about what to do in terms of vision or purpose-driven mindsets while waiting in their waiting period.
Yes, I do. I tell them that first of all, you must discover purpose as a young person. And so your marriage should be in alignment with your purpose. You know, you find out that a lot of ladies just put like a full stop in their lives at a certain stage when they are not married. And everything is, except I get married, I can't do this or I can't do that. Let me tell you, life is a journey. And everybody has a different path, you know, to toe or to walk on. And so you cannot, comparisons don't help at this point. You know, everybody has his part, and your period of preparation for marriage is based on who you are going to get married to. You know, so sometimes it takes longer, you know, sometimes it takes a shorter period, but whatever part or time frame you are right now, there's no need to rush, you know, to make a brash decision about marriage, because if you hurry in, you hurry out.
So I like the part that you said hurry in and hurry out, because there's the issue about pressure. Priscilla talked about that earlier. Pressure from families. So how do you talk to families to learn how to manage young ladies who have purpose in life, but some use marriage to keep them stagnated? Because they feel, I want to be a grandmother as well, I want to be a grandfather as well. So how would families understand the role they need to play to reduce the pressure on the young girl?
And to buttress that, how do we define fulfillment for women and beyond marital status?
Okay, let me start with yours, then I'll get here. Okay, fulfillment in life doesn't have anything to do with marriage. Should I say marriage can be like a bonus or somewhere, you know, along the line. You know, as a human being, marriage is supposed to take place between two whole persons. So it is wrong when one person is feeling incomplete without marriage. And so for you as a young person, you should learn to know who you are. Answer the question, first of all, who am I? What questions am I on earth to answer? What am I supposed to do on earth? And then you begin to align, you know, marriage along that line. But if you're going to marry, or you are worried because you are not married, you are disappointed because you are not married, and you just keep, you know, you are fixated in that period of on that stage, it's going to affect you a great deal. Like someone earlier said, men will use you, people use and dump you, and people that feel that she's desperate, she has to get married, they just come in and out of your life and mess you up. And I know of a story of a lady that was pushed into marriage by her parents, and she got into marriage, and what she expected was not what she thought she was going to see. You know, the man put her through hell. She was always beaten black and blue at every point, and the man was saying, "Is it because I married you? Is it because I picked you?" You know, and all that. So, lady, know who you are. Answer that question first. Who am I? You know, what is my purpose on earth? First. You are not validated by marriage. You know, who are you first? Pursue your destiny. Pursue your purpose on earth first before you begin to think about marriage. Yes.
Okay, so I want to let's talk about women that get married and lose themselves. Some women get into marriage, and before you know, they are struggling with identity. There are some that even have found themselves to an extent. But they go into that marriage, and probably maybe because they are, I don't want to say maybe the wrong person, but at stages, or maybe they go through the phase of, you know, giving birth that comes with it, that takes a toll on a woman, and at some point they don't get the support from either society, from the spouse, they begin to lose themselves. There are some that have gotten to that, gotten married and became a shadow, total shadow of themselves. What would you say about women? There are women that have been told, drop your dreams, you are married, drop this, you are married, face your family, face your children. Society will mock you for leaving your children and going to look for a job. Do you understand? What can you say to those set of women, and how can we even encourage society to even be fair? Because like you mentioned, life is about your purpose. What questions are you on earth to answer? The moment you are not able to answer those questions, you feel empty. No matter how much, whether you decide to marry an Odogu, Parara, you need to be useful to yourself, both yourself and the society. So what would you say about such people that lose themselves in the course of marriage?
Oh yeah, a lot of women go into marriage, because like I said, the conditioning, the society and what they feel that is the peak, of life and all that. When I got married maybe at the age of 25, very in love, crazily in love and all that. And I was very, very excited about the whole marriage ideal. And I almost lost myself in it. It got to a point, if my husband is upstairs, I'll go upstairs. If he's downstairs, I'll go downstairs. If he's sitting here, I would like to be here. Wow. And one day he said, get a life, thank God for him. Do you understand what I'm saying? I had to begin to, realize that I have a purpose to fulfill outside of him. You understand? What we have is a partnership to serve God together. He has his vision, I have my vision. Exactly. And let me tell you, if you as a lady, I think this program is going to help a lot to enlighten, and we should have more of such programs. It's going to help to enlighten a lot of ladies, particularly singles that are crazy or hurrying to get married and all that. You have your purpose outside the marriage. So if your fulfillment comes from just being a wife, so a time will come maybe when your husband is stressed, he's no longer happy with you, you'll be sad. If he's not happy, you are not happy. You understand? If he's not everything just dances around your husband and your children. That is a big mistake. Your fulfillment should come from your purpose. Your fulfillment should come from your relationship with God first, before anybody else.
Okay, let's talk about single mothers, widows. I know I have heard of a story where a woman, because she's a widow, goes to rent a house. The landlord says, I'm not giving this house to a single woman. I'm not giving this house to a widow. I'm not giving this house to a single mother, not a single. So most times there is this stigma, of course, that society throws at people that are in such stage or such phase of life. How would you encourage such women watching us right now? Widows, you would think that because you're a widow, you are free. Somehow, you just feel like the society would have mercy on you. But it doesn't even get easier for women people of that distance. Because somehow, you go close to a man, the woman is already hey, this one wants to snatch my husband. Do you understand? They get all of those stigmas, and it's real. How would you encourage such persons? Widows, single mothers, and even singles at advanced stage of life.
Okay, I'd like to start by saying, you don't blame yourself for what has happened. You're in this situation now because God wants it to be this way. You understand? You need to rise up, dust yourself, and believe in who you are. Despite whatever anybody might think. Like you said, there's a lot of stigma that goes with matured singles, widowed singles, or single parents. There's this suspicion everywhere when you come around and all that. But I'd like to say, don't allow what the society thinks about you move you. You know who you are. Pursue your purpose and who you are, and the world will look for you. Okay? Don't try to overbeat yourself because of the situation that you are right now. God deems it to be like that at this stage, but if you keep, pursuing who you are, knowing who God has made you to be, and pursuing your vision, I know in a short while the world will reckon with you and not look down at you.
All right, before you go, I would like to ask, what should every woman remember about her worth with or without marriage?
Okay, firstly, you should know that you are God's creation. You should know that God created you with your purpose. You should know that you are special. You understand? Because the woman is God's last born, and God doesn't joke with his last borns. Okay, so you are special. God created you with a purpose, with a vision, with something that the world is expecting. There's a question that you're supposed to answer on the surface of this earth. Don't relegate yourself to stereotypes. Don't look down on yourself because of what the society thinks or what anybody thinks about you. You are created special. Enjoy your singlehood while it lasts.
Thank you.
So I like the fact that you mentioned enjoy your singlehood while it lasts, but there's one thing people don't understand in terms of independence, in terms of financial strength. So how can women understand that the role of financial independence is good in shaping a woman's confidence and self-worth? So that's the stereotypes, the dragging back and forth, if it can help you have a firm stand of who you are.
Yeah, particularly here in Africa, we have a lot of women, like we said, that just pause their lives. They don't want to develop themselves. They don't want to be financially independent. They're looking forward, to transit maybe from their father's house, the comfort, to their husband's house and all that. I would like to say that is a no-no. Develop yourself. Develop yourself. Go for courses. Go for trainings. Empower your mind. Build yourself. Start a new business. I mean, take up that new dream that is due and achieve something in life. And most importantly, be financially independent. No man will talk down at you if you are financially independent. So go get that job or go get that business going and be financially independent. This is very, very important for you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kewas. What a refreshing and honest conversation this is. Today we've been reminded that a woman's worth is not a countdown to a wedding day, not a response to societal pressure, and not defined by our relationship status.
Fulfillment isn't one size fits all. For some women, it's marriage. For others, it's career, ministry, entrepreneurship, creativity, or personal growth. Often, it's a mix of journeys across life's seasons. Let's raise daughters' confidence in their identity, build families that value purpose over pressure, and create communities that celebrate women for the journey and just whom they might marry.
Yeah, what matters most is the choice, right? When a woman chooses freely without the fear or the pressure of society, she becomes a powerful person. She is valued. Her value is inherent and not assigned. Now, whether you're single, married, divorced, widow, or thriving on your own, like our guest has said, your life matters. Yes, you are you're worth it all, and your dream matters. So your journey is valid.
All right, let's take a quick short break now. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Stay with us. For too long, women were told to stay quiet, to endure in silence, to face challenges alone. But silence never define us.
Women are actually one of the best peace builders you can come across because they will build peace in the home front, they will build with their children, they will build in the community, they will build at their meetings and in their churches.
Across Nigeria and beyond, women are breaking barriers, from entrepreneurs building thriving businesses to mothers transforming communities to everyday women.
Women's World celebrates all sides of womanhood. We share untold stories of women from pain to victory.
This is more than a show. It is a platform for women to be seen, heard, and to be empowered.
Every story matters. Every voice counts because women are empowered to change families, communities, and the nation.
Join us as we showcase women's untold stories.
From pain to victory.
This is Women's World on Global Television.
Your story, your health, your power. For too long, women were told to stay quiet, to endure in silence, to face challenges alone. But silence never define us.
Women are actually one of the best peace builders you can come across because they will build peace in the home front, they will build with their children, they will build in the community, they will build at their meetings and in their churches.
Across Nigeria and beyond, women are breaking barriers, from entrepreneurs building thriving businesses to mothers transforming communities to everyday women.
Women's World celebrates all sides of womanhood. We share untold stories of women from pain to victory.
This is more than a show, it is a platform for women to be seen, heard, and to be empowered.
Every story matters. Every voice counts because women are empowered to change families, communities, and the nation.
Join us as we showcase women's untold stories.
From pain to victory.
This is Women's World on Global Television.
Your story, your health, your power. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Women's World, where we shape, we inform, inspire, and empower. Today, we shine a light to a disturbing reality that continues to rob young girls of their innocence, their dignity, and their future.
Yeah, and that is going to be on this very second segment. Now, across communities, traffickers are disguising exploitation as opportunity. They're promising education, they're promising employment, or a better life, only to deceive, to displace, and destroy dreams. What begins as hope too often ends in abuse, fear, and silence.
Interestingly, human trafficking is not distant, it is not rare, and it is not someone else's problem. It is happening in our cities, our rural communities, and sometimes within familiar spaces we trust.
On this segment of the Women's World, we ask the hard question: why are our girls still vulnerable? Who is protecting them? And what must we do collectively to end this cycle of deception and exploitation? Because protecting the girl child is not a moral duty, it is a national responsibility. This is Women's World, where the voices of women and girls are heard, respected, and defended.
Okay, so we get into the conversation, right? And we're here with a beautiful guest. As you can see, her in her regalia, in her sash, and her crown. And there's no better person to do this with, of course, than someone that is at that
center of everything.
Exactly. All right, to help us examine this issue more closely from prevention to protection and advocacy, we are joined by a passionate humanitarian youth advocate who has consistently used a platform to speak for vulnerable. Please welcome Shofolu Gbemini, a humanitarian Miss United. Today she said she's Miss Culture Global Africa. Welcome on the show.
So she's giving
Thank you very much
and all that. So before we get this started, you look amazing, by the way.
Thank
the queen
you.
that you are.
Thank you.
All right. So then let's talk about your crown and this particular title you're carrying now as the Queen, Miss Culture Global Africa. This is the Africa stage that you're representing, right? And the world. That means that if it gets that, maybe just enlighten us, because I'm saying global. So talk to us about this particular phase and how you're able to achieve this. Because I know that these days beauty pageantry doesn't just do about beauty, it's also about intellectuals. And we don't, before we narrow it down to our conversation, let's start with that first.
Okay, good afternoon. Once again, thanks for having me on the show.
Welcome.
I'm so grateful. My name is Shofolu Gbemini. So most people know me as Miss United Nigeria International. But then I got to represent Nigeria at the international pageant in Monrovia, Liberia last year, December. I emerged third runner-up and got the continental crown of Miss Culture Global Africa.
Amazing.
And also got the award of the best charity coin advocacy.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's good.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
So hence the two titles. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
Hence the two titles. Yeah.
So I like the fact that this gave you the title to speak on issues based on the charity work that you do, which I see has to do with education for girl child.
Yes.
But in part of the advocacy for the girl child, let's talk about your humanitarian work that has to do with advocacy, youth involvement, the girl child, and all of that. So that's girls today who look up to you with what you're doing would understand how this plays out, because we look at the fact that most girls want to enjoy the good things of life, but they get deceived and they get displaced in all of this. So how serious is the issue of trafficking of young girls from what you have seen on the ground in your advocacy work so far?
As a quality education advocate, you know, I've got to meet with different people from different spheres of life, and you know, the girl child, the boy child, but you know, most importantly sometimes the girl child, because they are open to speaking. Society has made the boy child to feel like, oh, you are not meant to talk, you're supposed to keep quiet, you're supposed to do things. But fortunately for the girl child, when she sees someone she can confide in, she can talk to, and in the process of doing these things, I remember there was it 2020? After COVID, I had gone to a kindergarten school. This is not the primary class. And then, you know, I'd gone to speak with these children on probably child abuse. And I was shocked to hear some, you know, things, conversations from 3 years old, 2 years old, the kind of experiences, you know, they were sharing with me. So in the course of advocating for, you know, quality education, you've got to meet with different girls, listen to what they are going through, either probably with their parents or with guardians, and it's easy for them to trust me because I also share my personal experience. I tell them something. I say I lost my father at 7 years. My mother was not present in my life. My mother did abandon me with my father at 3 months.
Wow.
So I was quite exposed. You know, today this person is taking care of you, tomorrow this person is taking care of you, and then you'd have somebody that would promise you. My mom's younger brother, my mother's younger brother, once promised that he was going to send me to the university, and my foster parents, who were not my foster parents at that time, just because they decided to be interested in my life, found out that it was all a lie. It was just to bring me in as, you know, taking care of the kids they have, nanny, child. So when I share these personal experiences with these girls, it helps them to open up to me. This is what I'm going through. This is what I'm going through. What do you think I should do? What steps do you think I should take? So I tell them that you can confide in me. I share my numbers with most of them. You can confide with your teachers, you know, and just let me know whatever it is and the ways I can come in.
So when we talk about trafficking, most times we want to look at it from the perspective of taking a child from Nigeria to Liberia, or from Nigeria to Italy.
Not Liberia. I think it's Libya. Libya, yes. Libya. Yes.
It's not like Liberia.
No, it's not Liberia. People make sense.
Libya. I'm just trying to give an instance from one country to another. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So, but there is the trafficking that happens even within the four walls of our own country.
Yes.
Taking a child from one state to
from
another,
the village
from
to
the
the
village to the
city.
city, right?
Yes.
And telling them, oh, you're going to have a better life. And then when they find themselves in that space, they are easily maltreated. You know, they are given, they are exposed to a kind of life that they never imagined, right? And most times it is caused by parents. I don't want to say giving birth to children they can't take care of, but that is just one of the circumstances that you know results in such kind of thing. Children that are left to be taken care of, that are not being able to be taken care of by their immediate environment where they were born, they have to now traffic them from state to state and expose them to funny lifestyles. What would you say to parents? Do you understand? Parents that have such children, parents that bring such children into this world. Okay. How would you speak to them? Right?
So before she responds to that, let's quickly take this break, and when we come back, you get to hear her side of the story to telling us how this child trafficking works. Please stay with us.
For too long, women were told to stay quiet to endure in silence, to face challenges alone. But silence never define us.
Women are actually one of the best peace builders you can come across because they will build peace in the home front, they will build with their children, they will build in the community, they will build at their meetings and in their churches.
Across Nigeria and beyond, women are breaking barriers, from entrepreneurs building thriving businesses to mothers transforming communities to everyday women.
Women's World celebrates all sides of womanhood. We share untold stories of women from pain to victory.
This is more than a show, it is a platform for women to be seen, heard, and to be empowered.
Every story matters. Every voice counts because women are empowered to change families, communities, and the nation.
Join us as we showcase women's untold stories.
From pain to victory.
This is Women's World on Global Television.
Your story, your health, your power. For too long, women were told to stay quiet, to endure in silence, to face challenges alone. But silence never define us.
Women are actually one of the best peace builders you can come across because they will build peace in the home front, they will build with their children, they will build in the community, they will build at their meetings and in their churches.
Across Nigeria and beyond, women are breaking barriers, from entrepreneurs building thriving businesses to mothers transforming communities to everyday women.
Women's World celebrates all sides of womanhood. We share untold stories of women from pain to victory.
This is more than a show, it is a platform for women to be seen, heard, and to be empowered.
Every story matters. Every voice counts because women are empowered to change families, communities, and the nation.
Join us as we showcase women's untold stories.
From pain to victory.
This is Women's World on Global Television.
Your story, your health, your power.
All right, welcome back. So we're still in the studio with our beauty queen, Miss Culture Global Africa. And before we went on that break, I asked the question, right?
Yes.
You want to throw lights on that question. What do we say to parents, especially mothers? I'm particular about them because, I mean, for you to go to the labor room, come back and give out your child. For me, I don't understand it. So what would you say?
Okay, so this is quite a sensitive question that you've asked, and I'm going to be citing two examples, my mother and my foster mom. So firstly, my foster mom, was a victim of this, you had rightly said, because just as you earlier mentioned, let us even focus, let's start with Nigeria before we move outside, and she had her auntie, take her to the city with the promise of schooling, and the thing about traffickers is that they don't come as perpetrators. You see them as somebody you can trust, somebody you've known for the longest time, someone your parents think they can confide in. And so one thing they do is they start by isolating that child from, the environment, so you don't even tend to reach. So now going to the mothers, for someone like my mother, I think I've come to the conclusion that it has to do with mental space. I mean, you'd say, she had me for 10 months, so you think, and as the only girl child she has, you think she'd want to be, protective, securing and everything, but unfortunately that was not the case for me. She abandoned me at 3 months without looking back, despite several pleas. So that had exposed me to living from one person to another person. And then when I had the opportunity to reunite with her, when my foster mom said, okay, this is your daughter, you need to bond with your daughter, just go and spend quality time. What she does is she ends up leaving me at different places. Or today she's leaving me with her brother, today she's leaving me with another person. So I think with the mothers, it starts with that mental space. Do they even want to be mothers to begin with? What was the condition?
Were you the only child?
No, I was the I am the only girl child, but I'm the only issue between she and my dad. Okay. Yeah, so she has other children. Yes. Okay. So it's not like she's a first-time mom that we would say she was probably going through, what do you call that? This postpartum depression. So that was not the case. So for most mothers, they probably do not even want to be mothers.
Don't you think somehow it has to do with, I don't want to start putting any blame game here.
No.
But if you in an environment where you get all the support, most times it limits or it reduces the likelihood of these things. When women are, I'm not trying to make any excuses whatsoever. Yeah. I'm just trying to say, we need to live in a society where we have a community that supports each other. If a woman is put in a state of, motherhood,
the family
without the man especially, do you understand? Without the man giving the right support. So I don't know, was that the situation?
If there's one thing I'd like to say, my father is late, but I am very proud. If they say someone is a parent figure, I am glad that I had, for just that 7 years of my life, I am glad that I had my father in my life. He was a very intentional man, and I was made to be aware of the changes he had made, just to, make sure she was comfortable, being in the family way. Oh, let's get married, let's do this, getting you a new house, making sure you are comfortable. My dad literally did everything to make her comfortable. No, she even refused. She said she was not going to get married. She said she wasn't going to get married, which was fine.
I like the fact. I like the fact that you said most of these traffickers, they are among us. They could be a family friend.
Yes.
They are very close to you, so that you not suspect anything.
Unsuspecting perpetrators.
Yeah, exactly. Unsuspecting perpetrators. What red flags should girls look out for? Because
is it girls itself or women themselves?
Women.
Because sometimes these people are minors. They can't.
Yes, they are minors. Exactly. What red flag should they look out for?
I think I would mention red flag, and then maybe I will mention solution alongside it. Okay, like I said, if they are unsuspecting perpetrators, you should look at the quality of time they spend with your kids to begin with. For example, as a mother, if you're sending your child off for holidays to this person, just when your kids are back, are you asking questions when they tell you things?
So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to yank you over this point before we look at the solutions and all that. Let's quickly take this break, and when we come back, we'll look at the solutions and what drives this trafficking. Please stay with us.
For too long, women were told to stay quiet, to endure in silence, to face challenges alone. But silence